and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia Arndt and I'm a peak performance coach and stress management trainer. And today we're going to kind of talk about peak performance because today I want to share with you my learnings from being on YouTube for 18 months. And I will also share with you what I wish someone would have told me 18 months ago. And if you're sticking around until the end of the video, I also want to share with you 5 tips on how you can get started on YouTube if you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel. Okay, so let's get started. Hey, and welcome back. I am super excited that you are here today. Today is very nostalgic because we are going to talk about how I got started on YouTube and what were the biggest learnings along the way, and maybe some things that you might be wondering, seeing me sitting in front of a camera on a weekly basis and talking about all different kinds of tools related to peak performance. But today we're first of all going to talk about what I learned about YouTube, and then at the end of the video I will talk with you also about 5 steps on how you can get started and 5 really peak performance tools as well that I really believe are really important to stick to if you want to be successful on YouTube. So let's talk first of all about time batching. A lot of people think that it is so much more easy to just time batch videos and make sure that you are, for example, recording 8 or 10 videos on a Monday or on a Tuesday for the next 2 months and then you're totally done with it. This is something that I definitely tried out and that's totally not worked for me because I am speaking in my second language. I am mother tongue German and English is my second language. And so if I'm speaking English for a very long period of time, especially when I'm sitting in front of a camera and especially when I got started and I was still a little bit nervous sitting in front of a camera, not really knowing how to speak and how to behave and how to be natural and not just sit there super stiff, it's not working. It takes a lot of my energy, it takes a lot of my focus, and the video quality was just not amazing at all. So I decided to not batch my videos, but to actually have 1 recording day per week where I'm recording between 2 to 3 videos, both for my YouTube channel, for my podcast, as well as for my programs. And that's really all I can do because it also takes a long time to prepare all of that content. So usually Mondays are for content creation and then Tuesdays are for recording. This is how I kind of found my way through the frustration and the pressure and the fear of sitting in front of a camera and made it really a consistent, cool process. So this is working really well for me. Another question that I always get and that a lot of people are wondering when you are doing YouTube videos is about your outfit and about how to get dressed and how to look and all these different things. And I must say that of course I'm paying a little bit attention to, wearing maybe 1 week a black shirt and the next week a lighter shirt and the other week maybe a colorful shirt. But I am not paying too much attention to it, and especially since I'm not batching, I don't really have to change outfits during my videos. I just batch it, I just record it for the week and then you'll see me sitting in my 2 different videos in the same shirt, and then afterwards I'm changing my outfit. So outfits, I don't really know if other YouTubers really pay attention to these things or if it's just girls or whatever, but I think you don't really have to worry about this. I think it is a lot more important that you are sharing really valuable content and that you're talking about things that people are interested in. The thing though that took me probably the longest time on YouTube was to just get comfortable in front of the camera. I really had absolutely no idea what I was doing at the beginning when I started my YouTube channel and when I started to record myself in front of the camera. And it took me a super long time to get comfortable, to prepare my content, to know what I was doing, to edit my titles, my tags, my descriptions, all these different things. It took me a really long time. And for me, one of the things that I really truly believe in is consistency. So I really forced myself every single week to sit in front of the camera and to record at least my podcast and one YouTube video in order to just get into the habit of speaking in front of the camera and learning in the process. Today, you can see I'm a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera. And if you are curious to see how I got started, make sure that you just scroll over on my YouTube channel all the way to the bottom and look at the very first videos that I recorded on my YouTube channel, because you will definitely see the difference. So being in front of a camera, it's absolutely normal that you need to get used to that. Some people might love it and some people are supernatural. For me, that was not the case. And just, I think that alone just takes time to build that confidence, know what you're doing, and and just get it started. And finally, the one thing that I really didn't like about YouTubing and about creating videos was the editing part. I edited my videos for the first 9 months on my own, and you will see again, if you're scrolling back to my very first videos on my YouTube channel, you will see that there's not a lot of cuts in there, there's not any animations in there, not any titles or things like that, because I didn't really know what I was doing, and it took me a really long time to cut things out, and it wasn't really nice to look at myself and to look at all of the mistakes that I was making, especially at the beginning when I still felt uncomfortable in front of the camera. So editing my own videos was absolutely not my thing, and I spent a lot of time. So at the beginning when I started my YouTube journey, I literally recorded 1 day per week, and then it took me another 1 to 2 days of editing to edit the videos, to upload the videos, to write the descriptions and all of the different things. So that took way too much time. And because I had to diversify my income streams, I just didn't have the time to invest in that without making any money. So I actually decided to hire a professional, to hire a production company in order to edit my videos, which has been so wonderful, so wonderful. At the beginning, I was testing a few different people until I found the production company that I'm working with today, that I'm working with since January 2020. And I couldn't be happier. If you want to know their name, send me an email and I'll share the contact details with you. But that was really important for me in order to get more comfortable in front of the camera and to focus on the content that I was talking about and that I was delivering, instead of being worried about not just recording and creating the content, but also editing it and uploading it and making it look super nice and professional. So that was super worth it for me. I was happy to spend that money because I knew I was saving a lot of time and I could invest that time into other things that hopefully make me money. Because here's another secret, and if you don't know this yet, this is really important to know. You are not going to make money on YouTube overnight. It's been 18 months now for me that I have been regularly putting out content on YouTube every single week, and I have not started monetizing yet. Even though I have over 1,000 subscribers now on my YouTube channel, I still haven't met the watch hours, so I am still not monetized until this point. And you know what? It's okay. Of course, I would love to be monetized, and of course, this is my goal, because that is why I'm investing so much time and so much energy and so much money as well into producing high quality content for you. But it really takes time. So this is something that you should really know, and something that can be super discouraging, especially when you're starting your YouTube journey and especially when it is difficult to be in front of the camera on a weekly basis, because there's not going to be an immediate reward. It will take time, and only the people that are staying there and that are just pushing through it will be successful at the end. That's what I truly believe in. And that brings me to 5 tips that I want to share with you today in order to help you get started on YouTube if this is something that you are considering. Tip number 1, if you want to start a YouTube channel in 2020, is that you create a schedule on when you want to release new videos and stick to the plan religiously every single week. No matter what you're doing in your life, no matter if you are having trouble in your relationship or other difficulties, stick to that plan religiously. This is something that is really helping me, that is really working me to sit in front of the camera every single week, because you can find so many different excuses and so many different reasons of why you shouldn't be doing your videos this week or next week. But if you don't do it, if you don't stick through the process, then you will never be successful, because people know if you're showing up for them. And I really truly believe in consistency. Consistency is absolutely my key to success, and also the key to success if you want to be a peak performer. So create a schedule. Decide how many videos do you want to publish per week, when are you going to record them, and then just stick to that plan and make sure that it is happening every single week. Tip number 2 is to make YouTube your friend, and maybe even to find a couple of different channels that you really enjoy watching that motivate you to produce content as well. This is something that I didn't really do at the beginning. No, I actually did do that at the beginning. Well, this is something that I did do at the beginning. So I actually really found a couple of different YouTubers that I really loved their content and that really inspired me to bring my content up to a certain level as well. And that really helped me to stay consistent as well, because you see what kind of content they are producing on a weekly basis, and they are showing up and they are doing the things. So make YouTube your friend. Don't just produce content, upload your video and then leave. Make YouTube your friend. Understand the landscape. Understand what type of YouTubers are out there. What type of YouTubers are out there in the niche that you are talking about. And then see how they're producing their videos. Are they using a lot of B-roll? Are they using titles? Are they using different filters or whatever they do? Get inspiration and find what is true for you and what feels really natural for you. So making YouTube my friend was really important, because I did not very much like YouTube at the beginning, because it was just so hard and I felt so frustrated. But I totally believe in helping as many people as possible. So I wanted to have my YouTube channel. And I also do believe that if you are consistent and that if you are showing up on a weekly basis, then you will be able to make a really good amount of money as well in a few years down the road. But this should not be your first main focus, because it will take a really long time to get monetized and to actually make a good income on YouTube. So if this is your only goal, then I hope you have a lot of persistence, because you need that if you want to make money on YouTube. Tip number 3, if you want to be a YouTuber in 2020 and start your own channel, is to not be too critical with yourself when you're sitting in front of the camera. Oh my God, I was so critical with myself at the beginning when I started last year producing videos, and it is really not easy. It's not easy to sit in front of the camera, even if you have a bad day, if you have your schedule and you want to stick to it. Sometimes you just have to push through it. And so I really told myself, okay, I can't be too critical at the beginning. I just want to put out these videos, and everything is part of the learning process. So if I don't sit in front of the camera, and if I don't practice speaking, if I don't create content and learn how to produce the best videos possible, I will not learn it. If I don't do it, I don't learn it. So for me, what is really true is that I just need to do it. I need to take action and to not be too critical, and to think that, in the first month of being on YouTube, you're producing the most beautiful, most perfect video. It's just not possible, and it's totally okay. Don't be too critical with yourself. You can always go back later, maybe 6 months down the road or 12 months down the road, when you have produced 100 videos, 150 videos, and you can optimize them, or you can pause videos that you think have really not made the cut. And that's totally okay, because all of these videos still were necessary in order to bring me to the point where I am today. So I actually just went through my YouTube channel yesterday, and I spent a couple of hours to unlist a couple of videos that are not really relevant, that are not really good quality, that were really, really, really early on in my YouTube career. And that's okay. And if I would have needed to do that a year ago, it would have broken my heart, because I know how much energy energy, how much time, how much effort I put into these videos. And I was very attached, of course, to every single video because it took me so much time to do it. And it was sometimes such a frustrating process, talking over and over and over again. You know, nowadays it takes me an hour or two to produce 2 videos. Back last year, it took me a day to produce 1 or 2 videos because I was super critical. I started over and over and over again. I wanted to be perfect. I also didn't want to edit a lot, so I just preferred to say things again and again instead of just cut them out. So, you know, those were all really important learnings that I had, and you will have them as well if you are consistent, if you are sticking to your plan, if you make YouTube your friend, and then just be not too critical with yourself, especially at the beginning, in order to produce beautiful videos. So I have 2 more tips for you. The first one is, obviously, by all of the things that I just told you about, you have to be patient if you want to become a YouTube star. YouTube stars weren't unfortunately born overnight, and this is something that I did a lot of research on at the beginning when I made YouTube my friend. Because when you're looking at successful YouTubers, they have been around for 3 years, for 4 years, for 5 years, for 6 years, for 8 years. They have made a lot of videos before they became popular and before people started to watch their videos. And so I told myself, okay, 18 months, it's absolutely nothing in the YouTube world. You have to stay consistent and you have to start producing content on a regular basis. This is just something that is part of my today's weekly routine, and it really helps me to practice speaking in front of the camera, but also it definitely made me a more comfortable public speaker, of course, right? And this is one of the income streams where I'm making money nowadays as well. And of course, sitting in front of the camera every week has really helped me to be super comfortable and to know what I'm talking about and to laugh about myself if things are not going the way I want them to go, because it's all just a learning process. And you know, at the end of the day, we are all human beings and we are perfectly imperfect. And it is okay to not be perfect and to produce the perfect, most beautiful video, because people can't relate to that, you know? They want to see people that they can relate to and that they're like, oh, you know what? Julia's also just a normal human being sitting in her little office at home producing video content. So don't get too frustrated. Be patient and believe in yourself and stay consistent. So the final tip that I have for you today, if you want to become a YouTuber in 2020, is that you do need to diversify your income. This is super, super important because I already mentioned it before. You're not going to make money off YouTube in the first 18 months of your journey. Some people do, and I'm sure it's totally possible, but if you are looking at a lot of different YouTubers, it took them a couple of years in order to start making a consistent income with YouTube and of course with ads. So it is really important that you have a couple of different revenue income streams. And as I told you before, this is one of the reasons why I actually hired a production team to edit my videos, because I needed that time in order to focus on things that actually bring me revenue. So for me, producing videos is really a long-term strategy, a long-term revenue strategy. I totally believe in it. I totally believe that at some point in my life, I'm going to make money off of YouTube, but it's not now. And that's totally okay. But you have to plan ahead. You have to be smart about how you get your money and where you invest your time in order to create those different revenue income streams. So for me, I, for example, offer workshops, I do one-to-one coaching, I do group coaching. So I have a couple of different income streams that I'm investing my time in on a weekly basis in order to make sure that I'm still making money and I'm not increasing my credit card debt, which I really don't believe in credit cards. So I really want to make sure that I have a couple of different income revenue streams that bring me through, especially the first couple of years as an entrepreneur. And if you are interested to learn more about my journey as an entrepreneur and how I started my business, make sure that you check out the playlist on my YouTube channel that is called Entrepreneur Life, where I'm talking every month about the main learnings that I've been having building my business. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check that out. But yeah, I hope that you found this video helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you liked what you saw, and if you want me to maybe produce more of these videos, if you want me to talk more about what I'm learning on YouTube on a day-to-day basis. But I also hope that you are checking out my other video content, because what I'm really passionate about is peak performance tools. I want to help you, no matter if you're a YouTuber, an entrepreneur, somebody with a full-time job. I want to help you build peak performance tools to thrive at work and in your personal life, because sometimes we don't really learn these things. We don't really know how to build habits. We don't really know why routines are so important. We don't really learn productivity tools. We don't really learn personal development tools, and why it's important to understand ourselves and to understand certain triggers that we have, why we maybe have negative self-talk and all these different kinds of things. So those are things that I'm really passionate about and that I'm talking about in my YouTube videos on a weekly basis. So thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you really soon again next time. Bye bye.